run out of time, but what I love about this conversation is the fact that I wish I could take your brain with me. Truthfully, because one, you've got a range of skills which I wish I had, which you've learnt over the years through your corporate world and through your businesses. Two, your story is really good. For me, I'm inspired by your story. The story growing up, but also the story during your career as well. And I love the fact that whoever comes to our talk will be able to relate to you. So whether they are a student about to, looking for their first corporate job, or they're a young professional looking to blast a path in their career, or they are a senior level professional looking to achieve the next step, or looking to dabble, start a business, or looking to look for a career change. So many people can relate to you. So I'm really excited for your talk. Very, very excited.
Yeah.
And also before we start, I'd love for you to tell the people what to expect in your talk.
I think it will be going through and really honing down on what I believe the key, if you like, strengths are of people both as entrepreneurs and as entrepreneurs, because the skill sets are so similar. And particularly for the dabblers, how you can make that work for you. And I expect it'll probably be a very interactive session. I'd like there to be lots of opportunities for people to really, when we just participate, ask questions, because as I say, it's always good to get that feedback from somebody who's been there.
Definitely, I totally agree.
Yeah, and hopefully it'll be an interesting session. And my goal for it, I think, my intention is if it encourages a few more people to try a few more new things and take a few more risks, then I'll be happy with that. I'll take that.
And what should people bring with them?
Bring with them certainly a notebook and a pen.
Questions?
Questions, and I think an open mind, a willingness to be open, be inspired, and I think just come, make sure you've had something to eat beforehand, so that you're not rushing out, because I'm hoping, through what we've talked about here, the things about conversations, I'd like some really good conversations to start in that room as well.
So would I, It's also an amazing chance for people to build their networks at Gen Success Generation.
Absolutely. And that will be covered a little bit on the talk as well, because that was one of the things that was so crucial for me, was that networking through that transitory period before taking the decision to go and work for myself. So, yeah.
One of the research papers which I read talked about how there are people who've gone through their careers and actually are entrepreneurial, but they just don't realise it. Some people become luck, some entrepreneurs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Very interesting.
How do you not realise? And I think this comes to another point around awareness, isn't it? It's awareness. It's keeping your eyes open and thinking about what's going on. And, for me, one of the things when I was working within business is the thing that always guided my decision was treat the money as if, it's your company. If you work with that mindset, you will make far better decisions.
So true.
And you are part of that company. The company is invested in you. You're invested in its success. So, I think, people who are in corporate jobs that may have a gift for entrepreneurship, how do they tap that? How do they unlock it? And I think the key to that are, it's the questions about what are their passions, what keeps them awake at night. As you can tell, I probably don't have that many other outside passions. What keeps me awake at night is business and people. But it's that's probably it. It's the what keeps you awake at night, and what would you do even if you weren't paid to do it? What would you still do anyway? And that is probably where the keys to your success would lie.
Oh, that's a good question. And I wish you guys need to be there, because Laura, every time I talk to you, there's so much more questions I have. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Laura Morrison, pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. Really enjoyed it, James.
Take care, guys.
See you on the 23rd.